Hey, what's up guys? Big Curry here, and today we're going to talk to you about a little practice programming. So when we come out here, we need to have a direction, we need to have a plan of action to help improve ourselves and help improve our game. So I'm going to go through what we call a block practice station and a randomized practice station today for you to help you guys become better. So when we come out here and practice, typically the equation that we're looking for a practice program is about 20% into a block station where you're working on feels, where you're working on certain situations in your golf swing. For today's example, we're going to talk about players that have a tendency to get a little bit too grounded in their backswing, get laid off at the top of the swing, struggling with a little bit more pull hooks, pull slices, and things along those lines. So typically when we get the golf club pointed at the top in that more laid off position or more left, those players are going to suffer from shots that have a tendency to start left. So we're going to talk to you about a certain block station practice that we're going to work on to help improve that takeaway, help improve that top of swing, to help the downswing become a little bit more efficient. And then we're going to talk about randomized practice, and that's going to be about 60% of your practice. So the first 20% of that practice is going to be our block station practice. The next 60% is going to be a randomized practice, which is going to be a mixture of shots. So we're going to hit different heights and shots, we're going to hit different targets, we're going to use different golf club things along those lines. And then the last 20% of our practice, this will round up the 100% portion, that's going to be a game. So we're going to play some type of game where we can test and rate our skill level as we continue to go through this process. So you can give yourself a target score today. If you don't beat that target score, that could be your target score for the next practice session when you come out here to work. So this is what we're going to go through today. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get to it. Alright guys, so I've already went through a little warm-up where I just hit some pitch shots and allowed myself to get loose and get a feel for the golf club. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do for the block station session for this practice. So I'm going to take two alignment sticks. One's going to be for a ball position, the other's going to be for my target. I'm going to lay the target line here down, ball position line down, and then from there I'm going to take a tee so I can keep the ball position consistent throughout this practice station. So all I'm going to do is simply tee it up right where I want the ball position to be, and then from there we're working on just hitting some 7-irons here to start. So in this block station practice, we're going to go through kind of our rehearsal, our setup process as we get into it. As I get into that setup position, I like to stagger the feet, right foot going first, left foot kind of back. As I said it, I always like to take my left hand first or my lead hand first so I can make sure that the grip is staying consistently in my fingers. And then for this, I'm going to make sure that my right hand is placed on top of that lead hand thumb to make sure that the V's match up and point towards my trail side. Sometimes we'll have a tendency to get too far underneath of that lead or that trail hand, causing the club face to get too shut at the top. And when that club face gets too shut at the top and also be laid off, that's when those pulls really come in. So we're going to set up to it, we're going to make sure that everything is good. And then from here, I'm going to have a feeling, a sensation of the club working more this direction in my backswing. So as I go up, I'm going to feel like the golf club's pointed straight up, almost like the logo of the grip or the backside logo on the shaft are pointing in different directions. So the logo of the grip would be pointed towards the ground, the logo of the shaft would be pointed up towards the sky. I don't want to see the logo pointed that way on the grip and the backside of the shaft logo pointed backwards. We want to make sure that those things are pointed directly at the ground and at the sky. So I'm working that club more in front of me, more vertical, and then from here I'm getting the feeling of where that club's going to be. So we're going up, we're making a pause, we're making some swings going the same direction. And I'm not doing this at a very fast pace. I'm going through trying to create some feels, trying to create an understanding of where I want that club to be. So again, we go through that process again, retake the tee, place it into the ground where the ball position is going to be. And then from there, we're going through that same process, getting our stagger step, walking into it, keeping the ball position consistent, working that club more vertical, feeling like it's more up into the sky. If you do have a mirror, this is great to have some mirror work to kind of see where the club is. Walk into it, get the feel up, then we go ahead and hit. So again, I'm not too worried about where the golf ball is going to be going in this situation. I'm more concerned about the feeling, the sensation that the club is pointing a little bit more vertical or feeling a little bit more straight in my backswing, getting the grip logo to point towards the ground, getting the shaft logo to point towards the sky, allowing that club face to be very neutral at the top. And then again, I'm just going through that process over and over again, and this is going to be 20% of that practice. So once you've done it for about 20% of your practice, depending on how much time you actually have, then you're going to work into that randomized practice here. So let's do one more. So working the club a little bit more vertical, getting the feels, feeling. All right, now we're going to go up, and we're going to make that hit. Again, not being too concerned about where the golf ball goes, just trying to create those feels in the backswing, and then allowing the swing to happen on the forward swing. So this is, again, just 20% of that practice session, and then you go through that process over and over again as we get into the randomized practice. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Next was going to be the randomized practice station. All right, guys, so now we're in the randomized practice station, and right now I just have 3 golf clubs, so I can kind of give you guys an example of this, but we're going to go through our process and change up the golf clubs, change up targets during this station. So again, we're trying to create that same feel, but we're trying to create more of a learning environment instead of a performance environment. So this is going to help translate these changes in your golf swing more into the actual golf course. So when we're out on the golf course, this is what we're going to be going through in our own mind and our thoughts, and we have to make that same situation out here on the range to start performing at a higher level out there on the golf course. So again, we're not super hung up on the actual performance here. We're looking to improve our learning and truly understand what we're trying to change in the golf swing. So first, I'm going to start off, I just have a wedge in my hand, a little sand wedge. I'm going to go through, pick a target here. As I pick my target, I'm going to go through my rehearsal and then hit the shot, and then do that same thing with a different golf club and a different target. So we're just going to go through. I'm just going to pick this tree out in the distance here as my target. This is only going to be going about maybe 100 yards. So I'm going to go through my process, try to get the same feel I've been working on. So a little bit more vertical, a little bit more up with my arms, trying to make sure that that golf club doesn't get laid off at the top where I have been. Walk into it, looking at my target, go through that process, make sure that grip's good. Walk into it, a couple of looks here, trying to keep that nice and rhythm going. We're going up, we're going down, and we're 1 for 1. All right, so next I'm gonna grab a 7-iron here, and again, I'm placing the golf ball down, going through my rehearsal, going through my process. Now I'm gonna pick a different target. I'll go over here and go towards this blue target, give myself a couple of the feels of what I'm trying to work on, reset my target, go through that process, walk into it here, give it a couple looks, and then we're going to go ahead and hit. So a little bit of pull there, so I might have got more laid off than what I've been wanting to. So again, we're trying to understand why these things are happening in our golf swing, why these things are happening in our ball flights. So not being too hung up in the actual result, but going through that process. Next, I'm gonna grab a little bit longer iron, pick another target out here, go through that process, trying to get that same feel, that same sensation that I have been. Walk into it, visualizing that golf shot, and then we go ahead and perform it. So again, didn't hit that one great, kind of chunked that one. Not too upset, not too worried, a little lazy with my legs. So you go through that process over and over again for about the next 60% of your process. Again, going through your rehearsal of the golf shot, going through your visualization of what you want to see happen with the target. You can hit different shot shapes, different windows in height, or change up golf clubs, but make sure that you're not hitting the same shot over and over again. We get so hung up out here on the range of trying to hit the same shot over and over again that we're not actually truly learning. We're actually going for that performance aspect, and the performance aspect does not matter at this point in time. It's a learning. We have to continue to grow as learners to become better players. So this shouldn't be, I'm gonna hit 107 irons in a row to see how good I can hit a 7-iron. It's, I'm gonna see how many shots that I can go through my process, my understanding of what I want the golf shot to look like, the visualization, and all that fun stuff, and then actually performing the golf shot. You're not gonna perform it well every single time, just like you don't perform it well on the golf course every single time, but you need to start understanding your tendencies and where the golf ball misses on a regular basis to help improve your golf swing. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and next is gonna be the game. All right guys, welcome back. Now we have the game for our final 20% of our practice. So this is going to be something with a numerical value that I can track and put in my golf journal, whatever it is that you track your information with, and start to understand and see where your game's at and see how you are improving. So this is a pretty simple game. All I'm gonna do is pick out a target and a distance. So I'm gonna take out a different golf club. I'm gonna have 5 golf balls in total. I'm gonna pick a target. If I hit it on that target line, I'm gonna get a point. If I hit target and direction, I get myself 3 points. And if I get distance, just the distance correct, I get a point. So target's worth 1 point, distance is worth 1 point. If you get it both together, you get 3 points, and you're gonna start adding those up. So right now I'm gonna start off with a wedge. I'm gonna go through that process again. I'm only hitting this about maybe 100 yards again, going out towards this green spot out here in the range, going through my process here. All right, so I'm 1 for 1. So that's 3 points. I'm gonna go to my 7-iron now. So that's 1 ball down. Go through that 7-iron here, picking out that blue flag target. Again, going through that process, going that to the rehearsal, trying to hit that shot. All right, pretty darn good swing there. I'm happy with that one. So fell a little bit right of where my target was. So not bad. I'm gonna give myself a point there because I had the distance correct, but it fell a little bit farther right than I wanted to in my target. So right now I'm up to 4 points. 2 balls in. We're gonna go end of the range towards the yellow flag here. Can't quite see the yellow flag on the camera, but that's okay. Go through that process again. Get myself nice and comfortable and ready to hit the golf shot. Oh, that was well struck. Right on line. Absolutely perfect. That's three points, so I'm up to 7 points at this point in time. So 7 points through 3 golf balls. My last 2 are gonna be, I'm gonna go wedge again and 7-iron. I'm much more working on myself here, trying to get my wedges better, and I suggest you do the same. You can never be good enough with your wedges and your scoring clubs. So again, gonna go through that same target, that green spot out there about 100 yards out. Oh, it's got a little quick, a little long, so no points at all there. So I'm at 7 points through 4 golf balls, bad swing. But this is how you understand how to get better. So again, I'm gonna write in my journal what happened. I got quick, I hit it thin, I sent the golf ball way too far. Okay, I'm gonna go different direction here. I'm gonna go out towards the yellow flag again with the 7-iron, but it's gonna end up being a little short because that 7-iron shouldn't be able to get that far. And I hit it a little heavy, so it's not gonna get the distance that I want, but it's a good miss going towards my target. So I'm gonna give myself 1 point there. So now we're up to 8 points through 5 golf balls. And we're gonna write that in our journal. We're gonna write that in a notepad, whatever it is, stick it in your golf bag so you have today's date, your score for your points, and then whatever it is that you had in each individual shot. So you can start to understand where you're missing, fat shots, thin shots, right or left, and start to kind of grow an understanding of where these golf shots are going, and then you can help improve yourself in certain practice situations from there. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and I hope this helps you guys get better.